honourable member for Halton Price and Howden, to which I have added my name. It seeks the removal of Clause 9, tabled by the Home Secretary, seeking to deprive UK nationals of citizenship without notice. Madam Deputy Speaker, this is an extraordinary amendment that has caused shockwaves across communities, and particularly in Feltham and Heston, it has really affected the South Asian community. I'm grateful to all who have written into me and signed the petition that has almost 150,000 signatures. I also want to thank the immigration solicitor, Mr Harjat Bungle, for his work and awareness raising around this. I was born in Britain, in Hammersmith, in West London. I grew up in Hounslow. It appears that the law as drafted, I could theoretically, in future, be deprived of my citizenship with no notice and potentially without appeal because my parents were born in another country, even though they became British nationals and served their community with distinction. Perhaps the Minister in his closing remarks will be able to say whether or not this could ever be able to happen to anyone. Because what it appears is that this is a thin end of an appalling wedge. Members of my extended family were also amongst those who were expelled from Uganda and with mass expulsions of the Indian community. And I'm sure the Minister will understand why this has caused such concern. The Home Secretary's clause would amend the British Nationality Act 1981, which currently requires the Secretary of State to give notice, give a person written notice of their deprivation order, the reasons for the order and the person's right of appeal. Clause 9, subsection 2, specifies circumstances in which the Secretary of State would be able to deprive a person of their citizenship without notice, briefly including that the Secretary of State doesn't have the information to give notice, or it would not be reasonably practical to give notice for any other reason, or for giving notice, if giving notice would not be in the interest of national security, relations with another country, or otherwise in the public interest. Now tell me what relations with another country means. If, in theory, a foreign government with whom the government is negotiating a trade deal says that they want British citizenship revoked from a group of people that they would like to see returned back to their country of origin as a condition, possibly for political reasons, the Home Secretary could, in theory, do it, and without saying why. It is not what is likely that this is about, it is what becomes possible. And there is no practical reason for this change. The present rules governing notice allow for citizenship deprivation letters to be delivered to the individual's last known address. I cannot support this new clause from the Home Secretary, which has breathed a huge distrust and insecurity into the lives of millions living peacefully and law-abidingly in this country, that the state could have this power and without needing to give explanation that may not just affect them, but also their children and grandchildren. And I would urge all to support Amendment 12 today.